Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Rana Fiaz Anwar. I am consultant histopathologist working at Chughtai's Institute of Pathology. I am going to present first of my series of lecture regarding diagnosis of lymphoma cases. Before starting my lecture, I would like to highlight a point that most of my lecture will contain the points which are diagnostically important. I will not go into too much theoretical detail. The main points of my lecture will include what is the normal architecture of the lymph node, what is the immunoarchitecture of the lymph node, followed by how to diagnose a case of Hodgkin's lymphoma and its various subtypes, and what are the different WHO 2016 guidelines for diagnosis of Hodgkin's lymphoma. I will not go into too much details regarding architecture of the lymph node, but I will highlight the major areas. The lymph node has a peripheral portion which is as shown in this picture. It has a peripheral portion which is called as cortex, and the innermost portion is called as the medulla. The cortical portion contains lymphoid follicles, and those lymphoid follicles which are blue in color, don't have a central pillar area, are called as primary follicles, and those follicles which have a central pillar area are called a secondary follicle. The other thing that is important for diagnosis of lymphoma cases, what you need to know what are the different types of cells present in the lymph node. The major population of the cells seen in the lymph node are the T cells, and they are present in the medullary area or the paracortex, which is the area just beneath the cortex. The B cells are present in the follicles and around the follicles. In this picture, you can appreciate we performed a stain which is CD20, which is a pan B cell marker, and this stain highlights the B cells. Here you can appreciate the B cells are present in the lymphoid follicles and around the follicles. Rest of the area is negative for CD20, which means these are, most of them are T cells. Here you can see CD3 stain which is positive in the T cells, highlighting in the paracortical and medullary area, and negative in the follicles which are B cells. The other immunomarker that is important for diagnosis of lymphoma is Ki-67 proliferation index. Ki-67 index normally is seen in the germinal center of the lymph node. It's negative in rest of the lymph node. So to diagnose a case of reactive lymph node, you need to have the B cell in the specific area, you need to have the T cell in the specific area, not crossing their boundaries, and Ki-67 should be in the germinal center or should be less than 25% of the entire lymph node. What will be the different step you will take while diagnosing a case of lymphoma? First of all, you need to look the slide at the low power, or you can have a gross look at this slide. If the slide looks pink or pale, most likely you are dealing with a case of classic Hodgkin lymphoma, T cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and if the slide is blue, it means most likely you are dealing with B cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma case. Then you need to go for the high power, and on high power, if you see monomorphic population of cell, that the cell look alike, it means you are dealing with the case of B cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma. And if the cells are polymorphic, I mean cells are different sizes and there is different population of cell, most likely you are dealing with the case of classic Hodgkin lymphoma or T cell non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Hodgkin lymphoma is first described by Thomas Hodgkin in 1832. Later it was named after him by Vicks in 1865. WHO 2016 classification described two major types of Hodgkin's lymphoma. The first type is nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma. The other type is classic Hodgkin's, which is further divided into four different types, that is nodulosclerosis, mixed cellularity, lymphocyte rich, or lymphocyte depleted classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. First of all, I am going to describe nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Pakistan, the land of 1,000 opportunities. Along with its rapidly growing economy and bustling heritage sites, it is home to a number of languages and cultures, as well as being the host to all four seasons and possessing a variety of terrains.
Nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma comprises of 5% of the Hodgkin lymphoma cases. It's seen mainly in the younger age group. Most of the time it involves the peripheral single lymph node, and most of the time it's a low stage disease, that is stage 1 or stage 2. When you will see a slide of nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma, as the name shows, it would have a nodules which contains predominant population of mature lymphocytes. Here in this picture you can see that the normal architecture of the lymph node is diffusely effaced by nodules of variable size, and if you go on high power you can see it has a mottled appearance, that is there is presence of small B lymphoid cells and scattered large cells which are even seen on the lower power as giving a mottled appearance to the lymph node. When you go on even on more high power, that is 40x, you can see these cells contain vesicular nuclei and prominent nuclei. They are present in the background of small lymph cells. Here you can see a cell that has a hyperlobated nuclei with a prominent nuclei, that is the common name for this cell is popcorn cell. Or so this cell, if present in a slide, most likely you are dealing with the case of lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. When you perform immunohistochemical stains for diagnosing lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma, CD20 is a pan B cell marker which is performed on this slide. You can see it highlights almost all the cells present in the nodule of the lymph node. It's mean there are nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma is a lymphoma which has B cell nodules, and if you go on high power you can see the CD20 ISC stain not only highlighting the small lymphoid cells present in the background, but also it highlights the large cells. But there is a point to be noted, there are some cells in the background which are not positive for CD20. These cells are the T cells, and most of these cells, if you closely look at this picture, are present around these large cells. They are forming the ring around the large cells. Here you can see in this picture that is CD3 IHC stain performed for T cells. As you see, most of the cells in the background of the nodules are negative for CD3, which means there are B cells, and large cells are negative for CD3, which means these are negative for that. And the third thing you should notice in this picture is the T cells are forming the ring around these large cells. So nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma is a lymphoma that is seen in the young patients. Most of the time is a low stage peripheral single lymph node disease, and the lymph node shows B cell nodules containing large B cells and rimmed by T cells. Then there are certain different variations that you can see during diagnosis of nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. By definition, it should have a nodules, but you can have diffuse areas and you can have T cell rich areas, and you may have diffuse areas as well as numerous T cells. So WHO recommends whenever you have a diffuse areas in a LP Hodgkin's, the diagnostic line should be nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma with diffuse areas. If you have a tumorous T cell, the diagnostic line should be nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma with numerous T cells, or both. But remember that you need to have a classic lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma in a lymph node along where you will find these findings. Then you will diagnose these cases as nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma with these areas. The more important thing is previously in 2008 WHO classification, there is a scenario in which you have most of the lymph node which resemble T cell / histiocytic rich large B cell lymphoma, but a portion of a lymph node shows one or two or few nodules which are consistent with the diagnosis of nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. Previously, we used to call them as lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma as per 2008 WHO classification. But in 2016, WHO recommends to call these cases the T cell / histiocytic rich large B cell lymphoma like transformation of nodal lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. If you closely look at this picture, this is the picture of diffuse areas in lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. Here you can see the picture is same. You have a large cells and you have a background of small lymphoid cell. The only difference is you don't see nodules in these areas. In this picture, you see CD20 IHC stain is performed. CD20 IHC stain is staining all the large cells, but the background all cells are negative for CD20, which means these are T cells. So this is the classic example of nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma with numerous T cells. Although these are the markers that are sufficient for diagnosis of LP Hodgkin's or CD20, CD3, but you may perform EMA, which is seen in these large cells. You may perform BCL6, which is also positive in large B cells of nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma, and you can perform CD23 IHC stain, which highlights the distorted architecture of the lymphoid follicles in the background. What is the differential diagnosis of lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma? Any conditions that form a nodule in the lymph node is in the differential diagnosis of nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. And what are the conditions that form the nodules in the lymph node? These are progressive transformation of germinal center, follicular lymphoma, CLL/small lymphocytic lymphoma, classic Hodgkin lymphoma, particularly lymphocytic rich type, peripheral T cell lymphoma, follicular variant, nodular B cell rich FDC sarcoma. By looking at the classic picture and the clinical features and classic immunophenotype, I think it's not very difficult to differentiate nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma from these differential diagnoses.
Desolate, yet alluring and expansive deserts towards the south. In between both extremes, it hosts countless mausoleums, mosques, gardens and lakes.
Now I will move on to how you can diagnose a case of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. The more important thing regarding diagnosis of classic Hodgkin lymphoma is to know what are the new plastic cells present in the classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. In classic Hodgkin's lymphoma, either you see classic RSL or you see different variants of classic RSL, and the different variants are mononuclear RSL, lacunar RSL, or pleomorphic RSL. The lacunar cells are characteristic of nodular sclerosis classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. Although mononuclear RSL can be seen in any type of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma, diagnostic RSL is seen in the classic Hodgkin's lymphoma, different various subtypes, but not seen in the lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. Pleomorphic RSL may be seen, but they are more commonly seen in the lymphocyte depleted classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. Mummified RSL can be seen in cases of any type of classic Hodgkin lymphoma. Classic Hodgkin lymphoma has two components. The one of the component that is essential for diagnosis is mixed inflammatory background. And what is meant by that? Mixed inflammatory background is neutrophil, lymphocytes, plasma cells, eosinophils, histiocytes, and scattered large cells in this background. The more important cell for diagnosing classic Hodgkin lymphoma, to call it a mixed inflammatory background, for me as neutrophil. Eosinophils can be seen in different types of disorders, like you can see them in different types of T cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So the more important cell is neutrophils. And the other thing that is important practically for trainees especially, you need to look for neutrophils outside the blood vessels. So both components are needed for diagnosing classic Hodgkin lymphoma. You need to have a classic RSL or its variant in appropriate inflammatory background that I had already defined. Here in this picture, you can see classic RSL containing two large nuclei with vesicular chromatin, prominent inclusion-like nuclei. The more important thing is that we usually do make mistakes are the size of the cell. The size of the cell is almost 4 to 5 times of the size of the histiocytes. So just remember that it's a large cells containing two nuclei with prominent nuclei and vesicular chromatin. Mixed inflammatory background, here you can see in this picture there are neutrophils, you see plasma cells, you see histiocytes, and you also see some scattered large cells with prominent inclusion like eosinophilic nuclei. Here in this picture you can see a mononuclear variant of classic RS cell. The only difference between the classic RS cell and a mononuclear variant is the single nucleus, and you have again inclusion like nuclei. This is the example of mummified RS cell. This is a cell where you cannot differentiate between the nucleus and the cytoplasm, and there is a bluish cell that is present. This is example of Lechner cell, and the Lechner cells have a multiple nuclei with prominent nuclei as shown in this picture. You can see multiple nuclei, vesicular chromatin, prominent nuclei, and these cells seems to be present in an artificial cleft or space. That's why these are called Lechner cells. And Lechner cells are more commonly seen in nodular sarcoidosis type of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. So diagnostic points in classic Hodgkin's lymphoma are two. One of the point is you need to have a proper inflammatory background, then you need to have classic RS cell or its variant, and followed by you need to have proper immunophenotype of classic Hodgkin lymphoma for diagnosis of this case. What are the immunohistochemical stains which can be positive in classic Hodgkin lymphoma? The classic Hodgkin cell, the large cells that are present in classic Hodgkin lymphoma are negative for leukocyte common antigen or CD45. It's positive for CD30, for CD15, PAX5, HLA-DR, CD25, CD45, 40, MUM1, FACIN, and TREF1. The more important thing that I want to highlight is CD20 IHC stain can be positive in cases of classic Hodgkin lymphoma, but the important thing is the pattern of the staining would be different. The CD20 IHC stain will always be positive in a heterogeneous fashion, which means you will see an area where CD20 will be strongly positive. There will be an area where, or there will be cells which are completely negative, and there will be an area where you will see a weak staining of these cells. The background cells in the classic Hodgkin lymphoma are mostly T lymphoid cells, and out of these T lymphoid cells, CD4 positive cells are greatly outnumber CD8 positive cells. Here you can see in this picture CD30 IHC stain is performed. CD30 IHC stain is highlighting all the large cells present in the classic Hodgkin lymphoma cases. The pattern of the staining is important. Here you can see the cells are forming, the stain is forming dot and ring pattern. The ring means the cell is staining the membrane, and a dot within the cytoplasm of the cell, that is the Golgi area. The other side of picture shows CD15 IHC stain, which is also positive in classic Hodgkin's lymphoma case. This is CD20 positivity. There are some cells which are strongly positive, there are cells which are completely negative, and there are cells which are weakly positive. And the CD3 IHC stain is present in majority of the background T cells and is negative in large cells. Now I will move on to different types of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. First of all, I will describe nodular sarcoidosis classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. It is the most common type that is seen in the 60% of the cases, more common in the female. Mediastinal involvement is seen in 80% of the cases. 25% of the cases can have a occult splenic disease. These symptoms are seen in 42% of the cases, and most of the time is a low stage disease, that is stage 1 or stage 2. In this picture, you can see there is a facement of nodal architecture by well-formed nodules. The difference between these nodules and the nodules of the LP Hodgkins that I already described you, these nodules are formed by well-formed fibrous bands. The capsule of the lymph node is greatly thickened, and the fibrous bands are going into the lymph node. They are converting the entire architecture into the different portions or nodules. When you go on high power within a nodule, you will see mixed inflammatory background that I already described, that is neutrophil, lymphocyte, plasma cells, histiocytes, and you will see scattered RS cell. Most of the RS cell, maybe you see classic RS cell with binucleated cells with prominent inclusion like nuclei, or you may see Lechner cells that I had already shown you in previous picture. So CD30 IHC stain when performed, you see in this picture, is positive in these cells, and here you see the presence of Lechner cells. The Lechner cells is one of the cells that is classically seen in cases of nodular sclerosis, classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. And what is the differential diagnosis? The differential diagnosis of nodular sclerosis, classic Hodgkin lymphoma includes necrotizing lymphadenitis and cascade disease, sclerosing inflammation or sclerosing mediastinitis, undifferentiated pleomorphic sarcoma, metastatic cancers, and large cell lymphoma.
The country's manufacturing sector is thriving, with cotton, textile and apparels being the largest industries. Pakistan is predicted to be the world's fastest growing Muslim economy in 2017. Pakistan is also known for its manufacturing of sports goods, which are used by professional teams and tournaments in various countries, including the FIFA World Cup.
Now I will move on to lymphocyte-rich type of classic Hodgkin lymphoma. It's seen 5% of the classic Hodgkin lymphoma cases, more common in the male, slightly older age group, 43 years of age. Mediastinal involvement is rare, that is seen in 50% of the cases. B symptoms are rare, and most of the time, that is 70-80%, it's a low stage disease. In this picture, you can see that there is effacement of architecture of a lymph node by a diffuse process. This is one of the case of classic Hodgkin lymphoma which may make lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. Here you need to search for proper mixed inflammatory background and proper scattered large cells for diagnosis. Otherwise, in most of other cases of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma, you will easily find out mixed inflammatory background as well as scattered large cells. When you go on high power, you will see a mixed inflammatory background as seen in the all Hodgkin lymphoma cases, and scattered large cell which may be binucleated, which may be mononuclear, are seen in this background. But the important thing to note in this case is, as shown in this picture, you see there is a predominance of small lymphoid, mature lymphoid cell. The lymphocyte rich classic Hodgkin lymphoma most of the time mimics lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma or mimics non-Hodgkin B cell lymphoma. So before diagnosing any case of lymphocyte rich classic Hodgkin's lymphoma, you need to look for proper morphology and proper immunohistochemical stains. Now I will move on to mixed cellularity type of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. The mixed cellularity classic Hodgkin's lymphoma is seen in 25% of the cases out of Hodgkin's lymphoma, more common in the male patients. Mediastinal involvement seen in the 40% of the cases. Spleen is commonly involved, and B symptoms are seen in 35% of the cases. Most of the time, again, it's a low stage disease as with other cases of Hodgkin's lymphoma. Here you can see in this picture, there is a mixed inflammatory background, that is presence of neutrophil, lymphocyte, plasma cells, and histiocytes, and you see scattered large cells there with prominent eosinophilic inclusion like nucleoli. The differential diagnosis of this case would be peripheral T cell lymphoma, T cell / histocytic rich large B cell lymphoma, reactive immunoblastic profile. The other differential diagnosis would be interfollicular Hodgkinide lymphadenitis, metastatic carcinoma, melanoma, Castleman disease, or most commonly Castleman disease that is confused with the classic Hodgkin lymphoma is plasma cell type. Now I will move to the other subtype of classic Hodgkin lymphoma, that is lymphocyte depleted Hodgkin lymphoma. The lymphocyte depleted Hodgkin lymphoma is a rare disease. It's seen in 1.5 to 5% of the cases out of classic Hodgkin lymphoma, more common in the male. It's seen in the older age group, that is median age is 51 years of age. Mediastinal involvement is rare. But the important thing is the patient presenting with lymphocyte depleted classic Hodgkin lymphoma has may have a smaller bulky disease, but fever, wasting, cytopenias, and hepatic dysfunctions are quite common. These symptoms are seen in greater than 50% of the cases. A lymphocyte depleted Hodgkin's lymphoma has two major subgroups, that is a diffuse fibrosing type or reticular type. The diffuse fibrosing type have a disordered arrangement of reticular fibers and amorphous proteinaceous background, and there is striking depletion of all cellular elements seen in the background. Classic RL cells are not Classic RS cell are not commonly seen, but may be seen at times. The most common cell that is seen in the lymphocyte depleted Hodgkin lymphoma is pleomorphic RS cell. Here you can see in this picture there is a striking loss of all the elements, but few scattered eosinophil, lymphocytes and histiocytes and few plasma cells are seen, and there is dense fibrosis in the background, and scattered large cell with prominent nuclei, that is a pleomorphic type of RS cell, is also seen. The other type is reticular type. The reticular type is a hypercellular type. It has abundant diagnostic pleomorphic RS cell. Again, the background cells are sparse or less, but the pleomorphic RS cell or classic RS cell are seen in abundant numbers. So in this picture, you can see there are large pleomorphic cell with prominent nuclei, and large pleomorphic nuclei are seen in the background of small cells that are sparse in numbers. The important thing about this diagnosis is survival of the patient with lymphocyte depleted Hodgkin's lymphoma is very poor. Nearly 80% of the patients are dying within 3 years. Now I want to explain what is the immunohistochemical difference between classic Hodgkin's lymphoma and lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma. LC is positive in large cell of nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin lymphoma, while negative in classic Hodgkin lymphoma. CD20 is most of the time it's negative in classic Hodgkin lymphoma, but may be positive, and whenever it will be positive, it should be heterogeneous, as I already explained, but it's always positive in large cells and the background B cells in nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. Similar for CD79A, and CD30 and CD15 are positive in cases of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma, while negative in cases of nodular lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma. EMA, J chain and BCL6 are positive in large cells of lymphocyte predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma, while negative in large cells of classic Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much. This is my first lecture regarding the series of lecture on lymphoma topic. Your feedback is really important for us. If you have any suggestion or feedback, kindly give that so we can improve these things in light of your feedback. Thank you so much again. Good luck.